Okay, hello, I'm here. I'm at this junction, and there's a lot. There's a lot to say. I how do I feel right now? Let's start with that because it's an interesting time. I've had visions about this day, and it's not like it never is exactly how it is in my visions when it like comes into reality and I get to that point in my life, but this one is deep. There's a lot going on. It's a little bit loud for me, so I'm going to turn it down here. My headphones and put that a little bit there. So there's a lot that I want to say, and I've been thinking about for the past week or so, like kind of on and off, thinking about what I want to say. I lost my pinky nail, so I don't know how that keeps happening. I'm losing my pinky nails, but there's so much to say, and I'm not entirely certain if I'll remember everything that I thought about to say on the stream that I want to bring up, but I'm gonna try my best. Also don't have a whole lot of time. I'm probably only going to be able to stream for like an hour and then I have to go to work. So let's get started. It took a while for me to get ready. Okay. So I'm going to try and cut out the fluff in my notes. I'm blinded by the light. I know that the light behind me is really bright. I'm aware of that. And I don't know how to fix it. Like I literally, there are blinds on that window. And they're just not doing what I need them to do. Like they are drawn. And yeah, anyway, they're just not very thick blinds, I guess. So let's just dive in. There's a lot of meaning in the clothing that I'm wearing today. Like every single piece of clothing that I'm wearing right now has a lot of meaning to me. I could explain that, but it's not super important to everything that I need to say today. Just kind of wanted to mention that there's things on the surface. Okay, this is important to say because this can be generalized across a lot of things that other people have taken as being symbols for things that mean things to me, but it may look a certain way on the surface, but there's often a lot more underneath it, or just a completely different meaning from what it seems to be. Take a couple of things, for example. So, like for my shirt, there's a lot more meaning underneath this. The wavy lines, the irregular lines, that means a whole lot to me because it grounds me in who I am in contrast to who people who have abused me are. I feel cozy with it being in that headspace. Okay, anyway, this blanket, you may notice it looks like it has like a wood design on it. So I picked this blanket out when I was pretty young. Like, I think I was in high school at the time. My trauma had been blocked out of my mind at the time when I picked it out, and I didn't think anything of the wood design. So it's a completely different meaning from what it has seemed to some people. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. So there's a couple of things. I can talk more about, like, all this stuff. Anyway. Yeah, I'll probably get more into that later, actually, on streams at some point. There's a lot of interesting, kind of eccentric stuff in my past that means a whole lot to me that I don't know if it was ever, like, fully received as intended by everyone involved, but I don't know. Well, I mean, like, I made it clear enough to the people that I was talking to what my position was. Like, I was very... What I was doing through much of my youth did have a very feminist agenda. Like, 100%. That's what it was motivated by. And not everyone seemed to, like, fully grasp that, I think. And wanted to see, like, whatever they wanted in me and what I was doing. Which I kind of used to my advantage, actually. But I also made it clear to them where I stood. This thing is stuck. Okay. So, I hope a certain person is watching because I'm gonna start talking to you. Why you? And it's the only way that I can talk to you right now, and there's a lot of things I have to say. And hopefully they'll be good, like, conversation starters. And I am on your team. 100%. Fully there. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and bodily there. I'm just reading my notes. So hopefully these are going to be conversation starters. So meaning in general. Hey, meaning. Our minds are meaning-making machines, and if we can give ourselves and our minds enough credence to the meaning being true that we're making, I think that's kind of the ticket. There's also a lot of meaning that just kind of exudes from a place of connection, which is lovely. I've needed at times to talk with people and, like, kind of receive meaning from people that seem to have a lot surrounding them, like a lot of, what's the word, cups, the tarot card cups, not particular cups, but words, the whole category of cups and tarot cards. Anyway, so it kind of exudes from a place of connection at times, and I think that when you find your person that bounces off meaning with you in such a way that gets you to your core, that's definitely something special. We reality check with each other when we're making meaningful conversation, and that secures us in a sense of what we're talking about being true. So yeah, I really do think when you find your person that, like, does that for you, that's not something that you can deny, really. I think that kind of leads into this other thing that I wanted to say. But let's see. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and lead into this one. So, like, love is war and war is weakness. I don't agree with that. I think I've told you this before, but, like, I just want to reiterate that because it's very important. Like, love means a whole lot to me, and it's the exact opposite of war. Literally the exact opposite. And it's never weak. It's never a weakness. How could it ever be a weakness? Even if it's for someone that, like, that has no business having access to you, that love itself is still incredibly powerful. It would have to be for you to be with a person that is, like, not aligned with you anyway. So, anyway, literally complete opposite sides of the spectrum, love and war. So let's put that down pat. I hope that's something that we can agree on. But the words to exemplify, articulate more about what love means to me. It's a gentle discussion, a hurried glance, a comforting word or two, a genuine check-in. Where is the fight in any of that? You don't fight it, you don't fight someone with it, and you don't force it. You let it breathe. Because it doesn't need any confirmation for its own existence. It doesn't need any reason to be or any particular phrasing. You know it when you see it, and it is miles kinder than any conflict. So there's that. I've written a lot, and like I feel like it's not going to come out of my mouth in the best way without reading what I've written. So yeah, there's still a lot to talk about here. Okay. Okay, I am, and on the topic of love, I could go ahead and talk about the playlist that I made. So to go ahead and check things off. Okay. The Big Kahuna. So I have a playlist that I made. It's a love playlist. It's about like everything that I feel for you, and I called it The Big Kahuna, and I made it a public playlist. So if you want to check that out, that's there. I do recommend listening to like the first 7 or 8 songs at least in order. This is a good place to start. And I'm trying to be a little bit quick about this so that we have time before I have to go to work. But things are happening. Can I cut some of this shit out? Some of my videos, okay, well, that one is important. Some of my videos are missing. I don't know why. I actually can't recall if I deleted some of my videos on my YouTube channel. Yeah, I'm a little annoyed with my system about that because it's very possible that one of my alters deleted it. As to why, there's a couple of reasons that I can think of, but I'm not sure if it's worth it talking about on here about one of them. They may have felt like embarrassed to some extent because we were talking about DID for a long time and like spent way more time on that than we intended to, and yeah, I don't know, I just felt incredibly awkward. But then there was some good shit right at the end. I don't know why they didn't just like edit it, if that was the case though. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I can't say for certain, but I don't think that they would have wanted to delete it for like, ooh, the mystique and the mystery, like, oh, it's there and it's got, like, that's some annoying bullshit. I don't think it was that. Self-talk. Self-talk is that worth it to talk about right now? We'll save that for later if I have time. The past. I want to talk about the past that I've been on, and past that is and will be maybe and is oxymoronic. We'll also see if we have time for that later. Okay, so I've kind of already talked about that a little bit, but okay. So we have to go into this one. Okay, this is an icky one for me. I don't like getting into this shit. Okay, but I have to. So, I want to talk a little bit about some notes that you've received from other people about me. So I know that you saw a particular doctor, and like I saw the crumbs from that. He trying to discount the relationships that you and I've had. I mean, I can't say for certain, but I do have my suspicions that he was in some part motivated by jealousy. He did want to have sex with me when I was younger and got like ornery when I refused him. I have reason to believe though that he's not very good at understanding women in general. So a few examples. I think he's labeled some boundary setting as rudeness, which is icky. He said that things like rubbing the backs of your arms and hugging yourself and holding your arms in your sleeves are inherently rude, and I really don't get that, because what those things do essentially is increase oxytocin. And if you were watching one of my recent streams, you may remember that oxytocin is the main like base neuroregulator for women. So it's comforting, and it gives energy and like motivation for a woman. And I've seen it before as like a stim for me. Like it feels really comfy, and it just kind of keeps me able to pay attention. I think that also that it's telling for him to empathize so well with incels. Yeah. So that's that. That's all I have to say about him. Of course, I don't know like how you feel about what he said at this point, but it would be interesting to hear your thoughts on that. I also have major tea on a formerly purple-haired person. I'm not sure of the gender identity now, that you should know about. It would be better to tell you that in privacy. Dude, he claimed to. He said before that. And I did tell him. I told him at one point that I thought that he was like the one person in my life that knew me the best out of everyone that knew me personally. But then he started lying about me and like actually gaslighting me to my face about my own traits, and that was not great. I don't really know why he did that. He was also misleading. Yeah. No, he yeah. I don't know what to do with that one really, because like, I mean, I guess it's just best to leave him alone, but like, there's just so much that he's said and claimed about me that I want to clap back on. I don't even recall everything that he said at this point. Oh yeah, one of them was about like the freckles. He said that I claimed to have freckles when I was younger, which I didn't claim that. But I do have freckles like on my nose now, and I looked it up, and it's actually like sunspot, like it's from it's skin damage from like sun exposure. So yeah, I don't know what to do with that, but I think that was just like one point that he was trying to use to paint me as being a manipulative, horrible, lying person, when that's not the reality of it. Yeah, I would guess that he's probably doing that to try and protect himself and basically like reduce the credibility of anything that I could say against him. That shit was war. I was in love with him for a while, but then he did some fucked up things, and yeah, I there was a lot of love lost there. Okay, what else? I'll say this kind of, hopefully this will be kind of a palate cleanser, I don't know. So I want to posit that like being torn down again and again doesn't necessarily make you stronger. Certainly not if it's forced. It's not in the intensity of the shit that you put yourself through. I think it's in how you get up, how you fight back, and how you learn that shows your courage. And there's something to be said about like making mistakes and like learning from them, and basically like throwing yourself into a situation that you can learn from. But tearing yourself down, or like getting torn down, I don't know how useful that is to some extent, like in spiritual work, like for reducing your ego. Yeah, that's helpful, but like it is helpful to be very detached and like critical of your actions, but try to detach from it, from the emotional aspect of it as much as possible, in order to just see like, and also like what you'll find again and again is that there's like genuine reasons for you to have done the things that you've done, and like understanding that and where all of it is coming from brings a deeper wisdom in understanding other people as well. And yeah, I mean, like, you'll find again and again that, like, there are reasons for everything that everyone does. To kind of reduce the ego activation around it, though, helps to an extent with I mean, really with, like, any kind of transformation, I think, and, like, learning from where you are now as opposed to where you've been. Yeah. That was a good thing. So there were some... I leaked some things. Yeah, I leaked some things. Because I couldn't hold it in any longer. I cry. My pride, I think, has grown in the past couple of years, along with my self-respect, and I'm not just proud of myself. I'm immensely, deeply, respectfully proud of you for all of your hard work, and I want people to fucking know about it. I just had to tell someone. It was like bursting out of me. Just how it is. Just how it is. So that was a lot, and I got through that pretty quickly, honestly. Might be a lot to process at once, I suppose. But I will post this on my YouTube channel so you can, like, watch it back. If you feel you need to or want to. Okay. Then I can talk about stuff that is not really completely necessary for me to talk about, but that would be fun too. So yeah, I've been getting a lot of like visions and memories of visions of paths that like could have been, but I felt it was important to choose differently. I don't know, like I'm kind of in two minds about it, I guess. There's this one decision, though, I was thinking about particularly when I was younger, about recruitment. And I'm kind of in two minds about it because, like, I understand why I chose that. But I also wish I had challenged myself a little bit more to like rise to the occasion. That could have been really fucking good. And really fucking helpful. I know I know why, because like essentially what happened was I had to talk to so like a group of people were talking to me and wanted to recruit me, and then I had to talk to a different person about whether I could trust that group of people, and the guy that I was talking to like failed to convince me that I could trust them, because that guy, that other person that I was talking, he kind of like crossed the boundary a little bit. So then I was like, well, fuck, I don't know if this guy can actually judge what is good for me if he does not respect my boundaries. Yeah, it really sucked. I think it was it was a bit of a failure on all our parts, to some extent. But I take full responsibility for my piece in that, and yeah, I wish I had chosen differently. I wish I could like give my past self a journal that I've been writing in now, for them to see how much I believe that it could have been a very good thing. And also to have like understanding that even if it wasn't a very good situation, that it might have been worth it anyway to some extent. And just for like the interaction with those people, and that I could get myself out of that situation or get help to get out of it anyway if I needed to. Yeah, I wish I hadn't been an idiot. I wish I hadn't been such a fucking idiot. I think Gaz was fronting the most during that event, and she's kind of near the front right now. That's why I said like but she's a raging hard feminist, and yeah, also a lesbian, I think. Yeah. Things are happening. There's like my entire system is very deeply feminist. I think as you and I get closer, so do our disagreements. So I think it would be good to dive in and have many a conversation before making any hasty decisions that would have deep ramifications for a sizable amount of time. I think that your and my views on feminism would be at the crux of a lot of disagreements. Yeah. 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 Um. Oh, it's an oxymoron. Oh, yeah. This was just another kind of random note, but there was, like, I get now what the, uh, that man in a bowler hat meant when he said that that decision about recruitment was kind of an oxymoron. Like, it would have created an oxymoronic thing. If I... It's just hard to explain. So I have premonitions about what would have happened if I accepted, and it would have felt weirder slash more difficult for some reason to forge a connection with you, but the path that I have taken, not accepting recruitment and making distance in that way, made it so that these like crazy chance encounters kind of just naturally exude a lot of feelings. Maybe that had something to do with the fact that you would have been married to your work either way, and just like the difficulty in getting closer to colleagues, such coworkers that kind of brings about. In that way, it's an oxymoron. Like the thought that distance made it more. Yeah, I don't really know why. I don't think I had any premonitions about anything concerning any of our views on feminism. About the timeline that might have happened if I accepted, but there was a lot of consternation, conflict within my system about love interests. Plural. Yeah, that's, if I can put a pin in that. I love and hate life. I love and hate life. It's such an easily, like, easily, what's the word? Done away with. Skepticism makes a lot of things really easy to be denied. But so I've found that, like, at least 20% of the time that skepticism is not useful in context of actually discovering the truth. Just been wild to me and very interesting, considering how logical I tend to look at things. It's kind of annoying. It's kind of annoying to me that my life has been so fucking wild. Like, there's and I might sound crazy for saying this, and but I don't care. Like, there's time travelers in my life. There were times where I had, like, seemingly magical, very strong spiritual powers, and I experienced some miraculous things, and also discovering, like, guardian angels, and, therefore God. What the fuck? What the fuck is my life been? What the fuck is that? Why? Why? Also, why me? Why me of all people? A fucking traumatized, bewildered, unconventional, uncouth person. What the fuck? What the actual fuck? Oh my god. I can't. Fucking. I'm losing my fucking mind, man. Oh my god. I just can't fucking believe it sometimes. How? Why? Why, God, why? Oh my god. I've been getting, like, images of God, like, based on something that one of the time travelers told me. I can't believe I'm fucking saying this, but, I keep getting this image of God in my mind with him having, like, a lot of wrinkles on his face, and his expression is, like, painful. Like, he's painfully trying to hold this world together, and is, like, he needs people to believe in him to empower his ability to keep going. It kind of makes sense to me, honestly, with how laborious a lot of things are, even if it's a very, very good thing to do, you know? Oh my god. Oh my god. And he's the protector of our world. Of all the timelines. I'd love for it to continue. Even though my girl was demonized so fucking hard just for being a fucking feminist and not wanting to marry a man that deeply disagreed with her on where men's and women's positions are in relation to each other. Not to mention that was, like, the first conversation that they had. Like, that was very early on in them even getting to, like, talk and know each other. And he's just like, hey, by the way, you're below me. And, like, I'm not gonna say anything otherwise because it's true. And she's just like, no, I just want to be equal. Like, that's how this can work. And there was no ability. She saw there was, like, no way that they could get over that disagreement. So she left. And then God cursed her and demonized her. Well, I don't want to say that exactly. Angels become demons by rejecting their tasks that God gives them. And she rejected the whole thing by leaving. So it was kind of just like how the system was set up. The system of oppression. If, yeah, my girl. I'm either a bit insane or like actually making a lot of sense to some people. Yeah, this stuff is really wild to me. Like, I get why my mind blocked out a lot of it. A lot of the stuff that was just like wild and I could not logically understand. I needed to be able to rest. Yeah, and I kind of did. Alright, but I'm back with my mind completely here and also a little bit insane, but that's fine. That's fine. That's okay. I'm doing my best. Doing my best. I'm gonna be moving soon. Yeah, you can talk about my life. Yeah, I'm gonna be moving really soon. I plan to move like the first week of April. Hell yeah! And I have been so busy this past week. I've been selling a lot of stuff on Facebook Marketplace, like furniture pieces that my parents don't want, and they're like, "Hey, keep the money." I'm like, yes, I will. And now this week, this next upcoming week, I just have to pack everything basically, and I have most of the furniture pieces that I want in that space already, so it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good, and I'm gonna have the money to do it. Excuse me. Sorry. It's gonna be wild and wonderful. Excuse me. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. Whatever happens today, I will be ready for anything. Come what may. And whatever happens, I know we'll be okay. We're gonna vibe with it. Yeah. So, I hope we can get to talking more. That's why I named this video that. Like, why don't we just talk to each other? Literally the first song that I put in that playlist is about that. You can talk to me. You can do that. You can. So I like spammed your email a little bit last night. So there's also that. You can like email me back. That would be cool. That'd be fun. We'll see what happens. I will die and be resurrected is what's gonna happen. Oh god. Okay. I'm fine and everything will be fine. Nothing too bad will happen. Yeah. Yeah. I can handle whatever comes my fucking way. I can do that. I'm a big girl. I can do that. Okay. It's been a blast. It's been lovely. I hope that the things I've said made sense to some extent. And I hope that we can talk more. Please. Oh my word. It would be so good. And with that, on that note, I hope you have a lovely day or night or wherever you are, whatever you're doing. I hope you have a good time. Yeah. Much love and Be kind to yourself, please. Please. Because I love you and care about you very much. Alright. Also, in a society, we're a wonderful gift to this human earth. And I want to exalt. I would love to exalt. Excuse me. Have a good time. Have a good time. Yes. Yes, yes, yes.